What's up everyone, John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here, and if you're like me, you like your phones big, I got something for you. This is the Optimus G Pro coming to AT&T on May 10th. This 5.5-inch beauty rocks quad-core HD screen, all kinds of other awesomeness. Let's go ahead and dig in, see what it looks like. Alright, so here is the rather nondescript box for the LG Optimus G Pro behemoth. Let's go ahead and open this sucker up. It's going to be $199 with a 2-year contract, but of course, by the time you watch this video, definitely check with the carrier or other third parties to see what it's going to cost you. So it looks like our unit has been manhandled by AT&T PR, which kind of stinks. I always love pulling off the plastic. So here is the Optimus G Pro, which is a big phone, but I kind of dig it. Push it off to the side for a quick second. I promise we'll come back to it. We'll run through all the specs, but let's see what else we're going to have in the box. Quick start guide for, you guessed it, getting started quickly, safety and warranty information, and what's the warranty? Like, don't put it in the microwave. We also have, I'm guessing that's where the battery would go, but that appears like it's already in the phone. A pretty large size wall wart for charging, and we've got a micro USB cable. So nothing overly exciting in there, although I think that maybe when this comes to market, if this isn't the full retail packaging, you're going to get a folio case in the box. Not a folio case or a coolio case, but folio. Alright, so now that I've got the phone out of the box, I will see if I can power this sucker on, and I'll run you through all the specs, because there is a lot to like about this phone. There's a little Life's Good LG logo there. Alright, so what you are looking at is a gorgeous 5.5-inch screen, and that is a full HD screen. That's 1080p, which is pretty impressive. So it's going to be available on AT&T on the 10th, as I mentioned, for $199, but by the time you watch this video, prices may have changed, so check with the carrier or third-party retailer to see what the prices are at. Alright, so this guy weighs 6.14 ounces, being powered by a 3,140 milliamp hour battery. There is an Amber Alert going on evidently near us. It's got a Snapdragon 600, which is a beefy 1.7 gigahertz quad-core chip, 2 gigs of RAM. Storage up to 32 gigs, expandable to 64. On the back, we've got a 13 megapixel camera that can do 1080p and a 2.1 megapixel camera that lives there right there on the front. Of course, AT&T LTE is here. It's got Bluetooth 4.0 and NFC. It does have some cool dual camera recording and quick memo applications for notes, and supposedly there's supposed to be that free folio case, but we did not get one. All right, so I think this is running Android 4.1.2, but we'll take a look in just a second. Whoa. We'll confirm. Amber Alert. Hopefully they find that car. So press and hold an app to drag to the home screen. There are a lot of apps on the home screen. See if I can find somewhere in here where settings live, and let's see what we got. So it's broken down to network, sound, display, and general. So I'm guessing the about the phone will live in general. About phone, let's confirm what we have running on here. So software information. We are running 4.1.2. Alright, so let's continue our tour of the phone here. We've got a hard button on the left, which I'm guessing is going to launch the camera, but let's see. Launches their quick memo service, which you can use to draw or write on the phone. So you can pick what you want, and you can just draw around, and you can save it if you choose to. I am not going to save it. So that's what that's going to launch. You've got right in the middle, sort of an oddly located volume rocker. On the right-hand side, that's where your power and lock button lives. On the bottom, 3.5 millimeter headset jack. And then you've got, of course, your noise-canceling mic. We've got 2 capacitive buttons here living on the left and the right. We've got a back button and a menu button, a very thin home button with LED lights that'll glow around it. That is an extremely thin button here. But again, the story here is this gorgeous 5.5-inch screen. And LG skins are sort of light, not overly heavy, but you can see there's some kind of cool effects there. If we long press, this is where you can see apps, download widgets, and wallpapers. There's where some custom LG action is, but all the widgets look to be pretty stock Android, save for a few. We'll pull this down. You've got some Q slide apps, which are kind of neat. If you go ahead and launch, like Calculator, for example, it's going to launch it up right on the screen. You don't need that. And you can move it around, you can do your calculations, blah, blah, blah. And then when you're done, you go ahead and just exit it. We don't have here, though, any sort of capacitive stylus, no S Pen like we've seen on the Samsung devices. And this is certainly the same screen size as the Galaxy Note 2. And speaking of the Galaxy Note 2, let me bring that in just so you guys can see for a comparison here. Very, very similar looking phones. Certainly a much larger home button here on the Note 2 than we've got on the Optimus G Pro. So that's important to you. Definitely try it in the store. While being much more slender, you certainly can still press it pretty easily. So it is a removable battery, which I mentioned was the pretty beefy 3140 milliamp hours, and it is plastic back, which looks to be pretty close to the trend nowadays. See what that looks like. There's our NFC radio. We actually had a international unit that came in a few weeks ago, but I waited to do the review until I actually got a chance to try a carrier version. This one was kind of unique. It was meant for the Korean market, and it has, if I can find where it is, I think right here, a crazy long, like old school antenna looking thing. I kind of wanted to walk around with an antenna out and be like, hey, I can't hear you. Let me see if I can get some reception, and then pull that out. So very similar looking phones to actually what ended up coming to the market. Uses micro SIM, and there's your expandable storage living there as well. So we'll put this guy through its paces, see what it can do, what it cannot do, and see if it's worth your hard-earned buying buck. But if you are looking for a 5.5-inch phablet, it's going to be a very good choice. A 1080p screen, at least on first blush, looks really nice. And the brightness, is only at 59%. If I kick that sucker all the way up, it's probably going to look washed out for you guys. But with normal people eyes, that is a beautiful screen. And it's also a quick remote function, so that must be a IR blaster right there, I guess, in the upper right-hand corner. So all kinds of cool stuff to learn and check out about this phone. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anything you want to see in particular, be sure to let us know. And of course, we'll do a review, comparisons, and all kinds of other goodness we love to do here at Techno Buffalo. So leave your comments down below. Please give the video a thumbs up. We most definitely appreciate it. I am John Rettinger. Check us out, technobuffalo.com. I'll see you in the next video.